Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our February pinning ceremony for this wonderful, beautiful class of 25 students. My name is Rose Ellen Lucarell. I am the department chair of this fabulous practical nursing program here at Pinellas Technical College. And I would like to introduce to you, we have one military student here in this class. She's Army. And she is going to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Her name is Colleen Berry.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good afternoon, and as stated before, welcome to the St. Petersburg Pinellas Technical College Practical Nursing Pinning. It is an honor to be here today as we celebrate this triumphant victory. I would like to thank administration, guest speakers, virtual attendants, but most importantly, the nursing instructors, Ms. Lucarell, Ms. Klein-Seymour, Ms. Cox, Ms. Rose, Ms. Smith, Ms. Primesales, would you all please stand? Thank you for your ongoing support and challenging expectations throughout this journey. You all have made this a remarkable experience and set standards for the many challenges to come. Thank you. In addition to that, I would like to also share with you our class mission statement. Being able to provide excellent, compassionate, knowledgeable care was worth it all. We attained new skills, maneuvered many obstacles, and marked a new milestone in our lives. A phenomenal poet, Maya Angelou, once said, "We may not control all the events that happen to us, but we can decide not to be reduced by them." Live up to your fullest potentials, surpass expectations, and remain humble. And again, congratulations to my peers, and I wish you the best on your new endeavors. Thank you.
Thank you, Justin. So we have three fabulous speakers today, and we're so lucky to have them here with us. Caprice Edmond. She is an educational leader and compassionate advocate for children, families, and a lifelong resident of St. Petersburg as well. She's a proud graduate of Gibbs High School. Yay, Gibbs High School. Mrs. Edmond earned a Bachelor of Arts in Psychology, a Master's of Elementary Education with an ESOL endorsement, a Master's of Education in Educational Leadership, and a certification in infant family mental health from the University of South Florida, St. Petersburg. Fabulous. Mrs. Edmond worked as a teacher and science coach for Pinellas County schools, primarily at Transformation Zone schools. She has a significant and consistent history of advocacy for children and families on a local, state, and national level through her work with unions and parent-teacher associations. Prior to teaching, she worked for agencies providing care and services to youth in foster care. It was through this work she decided to transition to teaching. She is active in the community, served in leadership roles, on committees, serving Pinellas County and St. Petersburg, including civic organizations. Mrs. Edmond is married and has children currently attending Pinellas County schools. It is my privilege to introduce Caprice Edmond.
Congratulations to the class of 2021. Today marks the completion of one chapter and the beginning of a new chapter for each of you. The day you decided to enroll in Pinellas Technical College Practical Nursing Program, you embarked on a journey that required compassion, determination, responsibility, a journey that was not always easy. Today, after completing over 1,300 hours of theory, clinical coursework, your loved ones, community, educators, and we all are here to join you in celebration. You now have the opportunity to join amazing, selfless individuals working in our nursing homes, hospitals, schools, and throughout our community. Thank you. If there was ever a moment where you doubted yourself on this journey, I humbly say thank you for persevering. As you begin the next journey, whether continuing education, seeking employment, or maintaining your current employment, I wish you the best and hope that you remember the journey will not always be easy, but you are valued and there can never be enough qualified and compassionate nurses in our profession like you. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, Ms. Edmonds. So it also now is my great privilege to introduce to you Miss Renee Flowers. She's a native of St. Petersburg, Florida, the youngest of 12 children, and a graduate of Pinellas County Schools. Ms. Flowers served as St. Petersburg City Council member from 1998 to 2008, president of the Florida League of Cities in 2005, National League of Cities board member, and the National League of Cities Finance Committee member. Ms. Flowers was elected to the Pinellas County School Board in 2012, served as board chair for 2 consecutive terms. She's a graduate of Tallahassee Community College with an Associates of Art degree in Political Science and a Bachelor of Arts degree from Eckerd College majoring in Organizational Studies, a Master's degree in Public Administration for Capella University, and she's currently working as a doctoral candidate with Capella University. Ms. Flowers also holds her statewide certification as a Quality Assurance Auditor and a Florida Certification Board Trainer. She has received a number of accolades, too many to mention here, and Ms. Flowers also served on many, many boards and committees. The one I loved, and I have to mention, is that she now has a group of young ladies who are being mentored in Pinellas County by the Gathering of Women, and the young ladies are so appropriately called the Flower Girls. Ms. Flowers is a member of the Greater Mount Zion Church, where she serves as an officer of the Steward Board. She is the mother of 3 children, 5 grandchildren, and 1 great-grandchild. It is my privilege and my honor to introduce Ms. Renee Flowers.
Good afternoon. It is truly my honor and pleasure to be here yet again for a wonderful pinning ceremony, to make sure that we are acknowledging all of your hard work, all of your accomplishments, and certainly all of the nights of tears that you probably cried to get here. You know, oftentimes we think about the journey that we have taken, and we don't give ourselves enough credit for that journey. But I want to talk to you a little bit today from the topic, if I have to give one, and I'm simply going to ask you the question, now what? You answered so many questions to get here. You had to complete certain tests to show that you had the academia performer to be able to handle the work. You had to come up with a financial plan, because this isn't free. If it's free, it's for me, but this wasn't. You had to sacrifice. Some of you have children, maybe husbands, family members, other obligations. And you had to determine how you were going to separate yourself and take time out so that you gave of yourself for your studies. You see, not everybody can sit in the seat that you sat in. So you are, in fact, separated. But again, the question becomes, now what? You had to determine some of those nights when people wanted to go out and have a nice time, maybe a little dinner, maybe a little woo-woo-woo, but you couldn't go. Why? Because you had to study. For some of us, things come a little bit easier. I love writing. That comes very easy for me. I'll do the math, but that's not really my strong suit. So you had to figure out what areas you had expertise in, and then you had to do something that many of us as adults don't like to do. You had to raise your hand and ask for help in the areas where you were not as strong. And notice I didn't say weak, and notice I didn't say you couldn't do it. I just said you're not as strong. But just like you're sitting next to one another today, that's what you're going to have to continue to do as you travel through this journey. Because there'll be many days when you ask yourself, why did I get myself involved in this? Nursing isn't glamorous at times. Taking care of patients is not glamorous all the time. Working in certain facilities because maybe they don't have all of the resources that others have, it's not glamorous all the time. But what you can answer and what is glamorous is knowing that you helped someone get through the toughest time of their lives. That you were there during that midnight hour holding someone's hand. And when they thought they were going to give up, your smile kept them from doing so. You're going to meet some people within the nursing profession who may not have the same love that they had when they first started out. But you've got to dig deep down within yourself and remember that at some point you asked yourself the question, now what? And the now what is, I want to go on. I've taken that oath to be as professional as I can while providing the best care that is within my realm to give. You know, a lot of people wish that they were in your seat. How many started out on this journey, but they're not with you today? Reach back to those individuals and assure them that they too can make this journey and that they too can complete it because somebody was there for you as you completed your journey. Shirley Chisholm, somebody who I love, she was a strong woman, ran for president of the United States of America. A lot of people don't give her credit. But when you look at the era in which she ran, she took a leadership role when it was barely a time for African Americans to be able to even vote for her. But she said something that I love. She said, you make progress. Notice she didn't say we make, you make progress by implementing your own ideas. And so within that now what, your idea has to be that this is not the place where you stop. In 1817, an African American, very little known to most people, decided that they wanted to do something within the medical profession. Dr. James Durham was a slave. And in 1762, it wasn't even something you could think of that a slave would be taught how to read, let alone write, or attend the embodiment of an institution of learning. But he did that and became one of the first African American physicians in New Orleans. I'm not sure if you understand the significance of that. Born a slave, it was against the law to teach slaves how to read and write. He learned, took advantage of it, and became the first doctor in New Orleans, the South, the Deep South, in 1762. And then there was a group of people that came together because they realized that individuals weren't receiving good medical care. We hear about that right now, don't we? That in certain communities, care is not the same standard as in other communities. Well, as a nurse, you don't get to choose who your patients are. You don't get to say, I'm going to take care of this person, but I won't take care of that. That's not a part of the oath that you're going to take today. You take care of sick people in need. But when you think about people not having a place to go for care, even now, in some of the rural parts of our nation, hospitals, clinics are closing for lack of funding and lack of nurses. So you are on the front lines of a whole new cycle. If persons ever thought we didn't need nurses before and that it was not a profession that they wanted to go into now, just ask those people that are in the hospitals clamoring to employ nurses. The need is great. The reward sometimes is not. But your presence and the ability for you to answer the question, what now, will be in every step you take, in every patient that you take care of. And at the end of that day, being able to answer the question, I've done the very best that I can. When you look back on today, and you look back on your instructors, I'm sure there were some times when you said some 4-letter words and probably some words we couldn't spell, let alone say. But they said it and they stuck in there with you because they believed in you. And their belief in you says that you don't stop as a practical nurse, you go on. I see it in you. You've already shown that you can do the work. We need registered nurses in ICU so that we can reduce the ratio of patient care. We need nurses that will serve as midwives, making sure that babies are born in healthy environments. We need nurses who move on to be nurse practitioners. You can do anything that you want to. You've already shown us that. You get to define the balance of the now what. It's kind of like that dash in your life. I was born in 1964. There's a dash, right? And there'll be an ending to my dash, but what concerns me is, what did I do in between the dash? Can you fill in the blank? Will you be able to come back here and fill in the blank for someone else? I know that you'll be able to do that. And lastly, I don't ever want you to become so discouraged because of how others treat you. Just because you may not have an elevated degree, you don't have a doctor behind your name or in front of your name, that doesn't mean that you deserve to be treated any less in a professional way than anybody else. Sometimes people do things so it makes them feel better. But always remember that they had to take the very same journey. They did not wake up being a doctor. They did not wake up being an RN. They did not wake up running a pharmaceutical company. They started just where you did. So take solace in knowing that you are just as special as they are. It's just that you're still walking the journey. And as long as you remember that you're still walking that journey, and that journey is filled with day-to-day lessons, please don't ever stop learning. Don't ever take on the semblance that you know everything. I'm learning every day. You will continue to learn. You will continue to improve yourself. You will continue to be the best that you can be. And I guarantee you, you'll probably be in one of these positions where you're now teaching people. And you get to say earnestly and honestly, I sat in your shoes. I wanted to give up. My books were used because I couldn't afford new. My lights got cut off. I had to study by flashlight or candlelight. My friends started saying things about me that I thought I was too good. Well, guess what? You are too good. You're too good to remain complacent. So don't ever let anyone cheat or take away from the success that you've achieved, because you've put in the time and you've put in the work. If you're ever feeling down about yourself, if you ever think, I'm just going to stop or give up, I'm not finding a job right away, or I'm not where I thought I would be, or I'm not earning the amount of money that I thought I would earn, just remember, all of us have to crawl before we walk. We have to walk before we run. But once we begin that journey, it's not a run, it's a gallop to the finish line. Congratulations to each and every one of you. I am super proud, even to my friend Rachel, I'm going to give her a little shout out. I am so super proud of each and every one of you, because through the pandemic and through COVID, you did not even let that stop you. I look forward to seeing all that you become. I don't want to be your patient though, but I do look forward. I look forward to all that you will become, because you've already shown us that you are masterful, you are wonderful, you are the future, you will be a wonderful practical nurse. Thank you all so very much.
I said it last time, I'll say it again. Miss Renee Flowers makes me want to go back to school. So last but not least, and very importantly, and I'm very excited to say, I know a leader within our educational system that is a man of his word. Mr. Hunt promised me a month ago that he would be here today. And Mr. Hunt rearranged everything today to keep his promise to us and be here for us. I don't have his whole bio. I promise next time I will. But Mr. Hunt is a fearless leader of our career and technical adult education within the Board of Education in Pinellas County. And I can say this from my heart. He's a phone call away. He's a meeting away. You'll walk around the school and there will be Mr. Hunt. And you'll say, can I show you this that we just did? And with all the enthusiasm of his heart and soul, he will go look at it and recognize what you've done. So that's an amazing leader for us to have, and we are very lucky to have him. So with all my honor, appreciation, and privilege, I give to you Mr. Mark Hunt, the Executive Director of Career and Technical Adult Education. Thank you, Mr. Hunt. Thank you, sir.
Well, good afternoon, graduates. Do you feel proud? Come on now, do you feel proud? All right, there you go. You should. I mean, if you think about it, you all started this program a little more than a year ago. Healthcare was much different when you started than it is today. And it's going to be much different today than it is next year at this time. But if you think about it, all of the things that you've gone through, just the classroom work and the clinicals and the study was enough for you and some of others to say, I can't do this, I've had enough. But you add on top of it being quarantined and being distance learning because of COVID and having to change how you study. Now all of a sudden you went from being face-to-face with a teacher every day to being online. That was a huge, huge transition, and every single one of you made it. You should be able to just feel so proud of that, because we are proud of you. And if you think about it, and you think about the changing landscape of healthcare, you are going to be the leaders of healthcare in the future, because you've lived through this, you've experienced it, and you overcame. On behalf of our superintendent, who couldn't be here today, I want to extend our pride and just exuberant congratulations of you and what you've accomplished, because you should feel extra proud for what you've gone through. Congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Hunt. So now I'm going to introduce Christina Cox, who is one of our lead teachers here. She is going to bravely announce every name. I hope she gets them right. And our pinning ceremony is going to begin. And Rose Klein Seymour will be the one pinning her students. She is their instructor. And this was the hybrid class. They were hybrid the whole way. And they just amaze us with how great they are. So congratulations, everybody. Christina? And Rose Feinstein. Y'all ready? Okay. Colleen Berry. Rachel Box. Justin Bryant. Rosalind Bryant. Destiny Chabla. Wanza Daniel. Raven Davis. Brittany Dixon. Michelle Donald. Lucinda Donaldson. Amber Frazier. Julia Gagnon. Michelle Mangan. Joseph McFarland. Mary Mellon.
Carol, no. Cicely Odom G. Anna Payden. Nikisha Peak. Monique Pullen. Danielle Roberts. Karen Salazar. Deborah Smeltzer. Brittany Walker. Naomi Weathers.
I would like to present to you the February 2021 Class of Practical Nursing Student Graduates. Congratulations, everyone. So now, Mary Mellon will be coming to the podium, and everyone, all nurses will stand, and we will all be taking the nurses' pledge.
Nurses, please stand. I solemnly pledge myself before God and in the presence of this assembly to fulfill the duties of my chosen vocation faithfully. I will do all in my power to maintain the high quality of nursing care. I will hold in sacred confidence all personal matters committed to my keeping, and fulfilling all design duties entrusted to me. With complete loyalty, I will strive to aid the physician and their assistants in the noble work of mercy and devote myself to the cause of humanity. I now present to you our clinical instructor, Ms. Rose Klein Seymour.
You guys can sit. I have them so well trained, don't I? So I just want to be the first ones to say congratulations. Welcome to the club. Okay? It's great. It's the best thing I ever did. All right? And I sat there just like you guys are, from a technical college. And from there I went on and got a bachelor's and got a master's. And I came back to a technical college because I wanted to give back to what I got, from what I got. Okay? So congratulations and welcome to the best profession in the world. I just want to offer, I don't get choked up because I'm a little emotional. They're my first group, so, you know. So I just want to offer an Irish blessing from my old Irish mother who always wanted to be a nurse and never was, okay? May the road rise up to meet you. May the wind always be at your back. May the sun shine warm on your face and the rains fall short upon your fields. And until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm of your hand. Congratulations.